Hi. So now let us see further definitions under attribute actually. Okay. So the first one is here single valued attribute. So as name implies actually an attribute which will take only single value for each entity instance actually. So for example, if you see age. So for example, any person or for example, if it is a student table. So every student, only one value it is possible. So to understand this betterly, let us go for the next definition, that is multi-valued. So opposite to single, multi-valued attributes. What does it mean? So an attribute which may take more than one value actually, which may take, sometimes may take more than one value. What is example? Phone number. One student may have two numbers actually, and one student may have two mail IDs. So two mail IDs you are entering by giving comma actually. So for example, phone number 123, comma, another phone number 456 is given. So two values, multi-valued. So multiple values are there under single column phone number column. So this is what actually multi-valued attribute. So how you will know in a relation, in a table, that means in a entity, which attribute is the multi-valued attribute, so that you can differentiate with these two circles actually. So you can see here vowel with a normal with a single line, that is a normal attribute. If it is a multi-valued attribute, we are going to have a two circles. Okay, like a weak entity actually. Okay. And another definition is stored attribute. So an attribute which need to be stored permanently, that we are not going to change actually. So for example, name of a student. So name of a student is not going to change, right? And date of birth, particular person, particular student date of birth is not going to change. That is permanent. And from this, we have another definition, that is derived attribute. What is meaning of derived attribute? An attribute that is calculated or derived from other attributes actually. For example, age. So if date of birth is, for example, 2005, then what is the age actually? Current year minus date of birth. So that means this age you are getting from this DOB. You are deriving from other attributes actually. Is it or not? So that in that way, so maybe approximately 17 years. Is it or not? So this value you got from the DOB. That is what derived attributes. So if you see all at once, derived attributes, especially with the dashed line, you can observe actually. So this is going to become derived attribute. Now, whatever attributes we discussed till now, you can see all of them in this diagram actually. So this is going to become, address is going to become composite attribute, and this is going to become multi-valued attributes. Is it or not? So that is what actually, and this is a key attribute. So these are all things with different attributes we must understand clearly. So now this is what one entity you can see. Student entity, if you take, this is the entity. Overall, just try to understand whatever we discussed till now. Student is one entity, that means one table. It have set of attributes, that means columns, roll number, name, DOB, age, address, and of course further divided state, country, PIN number, and it have a mail ID. Now, in that, roll number is actually a key attribute, and age is actually a derived attribute, that is deriving from DOB, and address is a composite attribute, further divided attributes, and mail ID is actually a multi-valued attribute. So that is what attributes, whatever we discussed, all together in this single diagram, we can observe actually. Okay.